Morning students, welcome to yet another session of English, that is of class 9. Today we are going to discuss a lesson by the name The Lost Child. And the name of the writer is Mulkraj Anand, a famous Indo-Anglian writer. He has written several novels and also short stories. So as you see, the title of the lesson is The Lost Child. The word lost has a lot of significance in this lesson. Why was the child lost? Where was the child lost? And what happened after his getting lost? What was the impact of his getting lost in the fair? So we'll be discussing that. And more importantly, we need to look into this area. There are two kinds of worlds, the child's world and the parent's world. That is what the writer is trying to tell us in this lesson through the small short story. Let's get into the story directly. As you see here, the child with his parents goes to a fair. And it was the time of February. And as you know, in India, February is the season of spring. You find flowers blooming everywhere. Different kinds of vegetables, different kinds of fruits. So the atmosphere is green and it is pleasant. So it is at that time village fairs are held all over India. So the child along with his parents goes to a fair. And he comes out of his house. They cross several fields. They walk on the roads by the field. And the child, while walking through the roads, gets attracted to nature. You know, children, they are very much attracted to insects, birds like butterflies, dragonflies, robins, cuckoos, okay? So, different kinds of flowers. So, the attachment to nature can be found in the child. The parents are holding the arm of the child. The child is following the parents, and as he is following, he looks around the field. He looks around for the sounds of birds. He looks around for flowers, insects, everything. So excited. And as they keep walking, the parents keep a watch over the child. They are holding him by the arm, by his arm. And as he is walking, the parents follow. They follow the child. And you know, before they enter the fair, the child gets lost in a world of insects. There are dragonflies, small butterflies, they are coming out of their holes. The child gets attached, attracted, and he just stands in wonder. He's getting so excited. Okay, as they keep walking, it's now time to enter the village fair. So, there is a big crowd. People shouting, pushing, pulling, everything goes on. There's a lot of noise. So the atmosphere is noisy. And the parents hold the child of the arm. They are getting into the fair now. So as soon as the child gets into the fair, the mela ground, so to say, he sees many things. Usually in the fair you have lots of things to see, lots of things to buy. There are sweets, there are toys, there are clothes, and there are many other things. So what happens? The child first sees a man selling sweets. He sells gulab jamun, rasgulla, jalebi, burfis, many sweets. And he's calling out the customers. So the child looks at the varieties of sweets and he gets attracted. He wants to have one of those burfis, which was made of coconut probably. So the child stands there. But again it looks at the parents' face. They have a very stern look. They are very strict. Child understands, I am not going to get the sweets. Then he passes on. As they advance further, they see a man selling garlands, gulmohar. It's a beautiful flower which blossoms in spring, and he makes lots of garlands and they're all there on display. And he says, come and buy my garlands. So, children are attracted to colors, bright red garlands. The child gets attracted, stands there and he calls his mother, Mummy, I want one of those garlands. Mother says, shh. And father looks very seriously. Again, there is a negative response. The child has come to a conclusion, I'm not going to get these. No probability, no possibility, no chance. Again, it moves. Then again, when they move forward, the child happens to see a man selling different kinds of toys. Toys of lions, toys of tigers, toys of pigeons, all kinds of toys. And you know, children, they are fond of toys, right? Toys are their favorite. They love them. And the boy gets excited. He goes into a trance and he waits for his parents to buy one for him. But the parents keep silence. So, since they keep silent, he tells, Mummy, I want one of those toys. Expectation. Again, the parents say, oh, these toys are not meant for grown-ups like you. It's for smaller kids. Come on, move up. So again, a disappointment. Starting from sweets, now he has reached toys. Then again, the family moves on. Then they see a man standing with a bamboo pole. And on the pole, there are different kinds of balloons. Balloons of different colors. Bright yellow, radiant red, blue, green, orange. Colorful balloons. Child gets attracted once again. He's not putting up a request this time. Sorry. Because by now he has got a confirmation. Whatever I am going to ask, I am not going to get, and that is definite. So he just has to look at those balloons and moves on. Right? So keep following. Because the child is getting exposed to a world of disappointment. And then again, there is a merry-go-round. You know what a merry-go-round is? It's a round kind of thing. There are different animals made of wood and children, they go and sit. And when it moves around, they have a lot of enjoyment. He stands there, looks at the other children enjoying, and finally, he is lost in that sight. Now something tragic happens. The child gets lost. He gets lost. He stands there and the parents, without knowing that he's standing there looking at the merry-go-round, they keep moving. So, after some time, the child says, Mommy, I want to sit on that merry-go-round. I want to have a joyride. And he looks behind for his parents. Unfortunately, they are not to be found. So now you can imagine the reaction of the child. He's crying, Father, Mother, at full throat. Desperate. Tears coming out. His cheeks are swelling up. And then finally what happens? He looks around and around and around and he goes into a temple. And in the temple, there are so many people offering pujas. There are so many people talking. There are so many people having fun. The small boy, he goes he goes into the feet of the elderly people looking for his parents. Because now his one and only expectation is his parents. He has forgotten about others. So, here, a man finds him. He was a tall man, a strong man, a hefty man. He looks at the boy and he sees him crying. He's sobbing, continuous crying. And then he's asking, my son, why are you crying? What's the reason? He's not able to talk. You see, the child is frightened now. It has got into a world of fear. So the child doesn't say anything. He just says, Father, Mother, Father, Mother. Now, the man tries to calm the child and he says, okay, you see, I'll get you some good sweets. There are some jalebis. A man is selling barfi, jalebi. He's selling laddus. You want those? Says, no. Then again he promises him some flowers. Gulmohar flowers. They're beautiful. Having a fragrance. You want? You want one of those garlands? Says, no. Shakes his head. Then he promises some toys. You see, there is a man selling toys. You want that? No. Then again he goes for balloons. Then there is a snake charmer who's playing his bugle, producing a nice sound. He says, I'll take you to the snake charmer. Want to listen? Says nothing. Then what do you want? The only answer is, I want my father, I want my mother. And he keeps on repeating that. With that, the story ends. Now, I want you to kind of pay attention to this part as well as this. You see, the qualities of children. Children, they live in their own world. And they are very sensitive. More sensitive than grown-ups. They have their emotions. And they are curious. If you read the lesson carefully at home, in the beginning, the child is interested in looking at the butterflies coming out of the holes, the dragonflies. He listens to the chirpings of birds and he gets so happy and excited. They are very happy, very curious, very much in touch with nature. Another quality, they expect love and care from elders, especially parents. Parents, they may give 101 things to the child, but the most important thing that a child expects is love and care. Then they are emotional, they are happy, and they are carefree. We elders are bothered about so many things. As we grow up, we become more tensed, more serious, more thoughtful, and we are worried about the responsibilities, worried about the sorrows, worried about the problems. But the child is a carefree child, is happy. Now, look at this one. This is the last part that we need to look into, and with that we shall wind up. Children and parents live in their own worlds, and what is the duty of the parents? Understand the children. We don't understand the children. You see, when the boy was asking for sweets, flowers, toys, balloons, the parents were insensitive. At least one thing they should have given to that child. The child would have been happy. But none of the things that the child asked was given. Rather, the parents played a very strict and a serious role. They were dominant. They were quietening the child. That curiosity was cut off. We should not do that as parents. Parents must put themselves into the shoes of the children, understand their world, understand their needs. And if you can fulfill their needs, at least some of the needs, the child will begin to respond. So the child will get an idea, my father, my mother cares for me. So that is one important thing. Follow the child. You see, the parents did not follow the child towards the end when it came to the merry-go-round. The child was lost. Parents were busy. So we need to follow the children in our day-to-day life. What are they doing? Where are they going? What are they studying? What are they eating? How do they dress? Everything has to be followed. So if you keep a close follow-up, the child and the parent will develop a bond, a very strong bond. You see, here the child, the word lost has a very, very deep meaning. The child was lost. In what way? Physically he was lost, and at the end, emotionally, he was lost in the world of emotions. So he loses himself twice. And the child is receptive. Remember, when the child is happy, when you show a positive response, when you are with the child will be receptive. It will be able to cooperate and respond to your love. And child is sensitive again. So we need to understand the psychology of the children as parents. Once we do that, there will be a wonderful relationship with the children, among the children and the parents, and the children will grow in the right way. Probably that is what Mulkraj Anand is trying to drive at. So keeping these thoughts in the background, let us read the lesson, and a value-based question might be asked. The question is, why did the child at the end refuse all that he liked in the beginning? All his favorites, they were refused. What made him refuse? What exactly is the reason behind it? And what do you understand about the child's mind? So until we meet again, goodbye and take care.